Hi, welcome to World History. I'm Miss Anello, your child's teacher. And thank you so much for taking out time of your day and your evening to come to this online open house. It's a back to school night. It's, something we've never done before. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to share with you the presentation I showed to your children, whether they be in person or online. Just right now for about, 5 or 6 minutes, just so you can kind of have a better idea of what we're going to be learning this year and what is, what's going to be required for them to know. Before I get into everything, this is a graduation requirement. Students need to pass this class to graduate. I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure your students get to that point. But let me share with you what I shared with your child on that first day. All right, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is the bell schedule. It's a little different this year. As you can see, we went to a block schedule, and some of the kids are still struggling a little bit to adjust to this. But on red day, I have first, third, fifth, and seventh period, and on blue day, it's second, fourth, fifth as well, and sixth. Fifth period's the only class that meets every day. If your child is still struggling with this, I have it posted in my team modules, this schedule, I believe you can find it on the Pinellas Park High School website. So that's yet another thing we have to adjust to. That's for them. Okay, so this is let's get into the real important stuff. That's me. This is World History or World History Honors, depending on which class you're in. Right here is my email address, and that is the best way to reach me. Sometimes people send me messages on Focus, and for some reason they don't pop up right away for me. I don't see them. Email's the best way to get in touch with me. However, I really prefer your students, if they have to hand in work, hand it in on Canvas. But we'll talk about that later. Every day I have a daily target. The students put it on a piece of paper. It'll usually be the first page in their binder, even online students. It says find the daily target in the classroom. For online students, it'll be in their modules under each day. I'll have each day numbered with the date. Our first daily target is what will we be learning about in world history. That was our first daily target, and the reason why I do that is so students know what we're going to be learning about, and know that we have a goal or a target to reach by the end of class. So every couple of weeks, I used to do this on the first day of the week, but now with block scheduling and trying to get used to that, it'll just be every couple classes. Now, one thing kids always wonder is, why do I have to learn about a bunch of dead guys? They're dead, who cares? And we are going to be learning about every single person on this. Maybe you know who they are, maybe you don't, but we will be learning about them at one point during this year. We've already talked about this guy in the bottom right-hand corner, Justinian. Oh, and the guy next to him, Mansa Musa. But the reason why we learn about history is because it teaches you why people behave the way they do. Why is our world that we live in now, why is it like that? So my goal for this year is to create an informative, interesting look at the long history of this world. I know students don't always like history. Sometimes it can be a little dry, and I'm going to do the best I can to make sure that isn't the case. Now, here is my remind. I have this posted on students' Canvas, even online, even in-person students can check on Canvas through Clever to find my reminder. If you would like to sign up, I usually send students reminders, sometimes documents. Since we're not supposed to be passing out materials, I'll send them documents that we can use. But these are my sign up codes. If you're still confused about this or you really want to sign on and you're not sure, just email me. We're going to skip over this. These are some of the things I require for them to bring each day. Just a pen or pencil, a 1-inch binder. We just had our first binder check, and most of the kids' binders looked great. Some of them I feel regretted the fact that they haven't been keeping a binder, and they all seemed like they were going to get on board with that. If there's some issue with that, let me know. I know the kids aren't allowed to have lockers this year, so if they want to put it, you know, my stuff, combine it with another binder, they can do that. Like they want to put in their chemistry binder in a separate tab, I'm good with that. And like the other things they need are line paper and highlighter. For my PCS students, I would like them to keep a binder as well. They won't have as many papers and things to put in there as my in-person kids, but I want them to practice this for, you know, if they do, when we do, if we ever come back, they'll, you know, already have their stuff and be ready to join my in-person class, and they won't miss a beat. So that's why I'm going to have my online kids do that. Now the textbook, we're going to be using the online version. On the first day, I had the kids go on Canvas and download that link to their Clever. I haven't used this book this year yet. I'm still trying to work everything out with this new teaching online and teaching in person system, but we already put it on our Canvas, but they will not get a physical book. Now, grades, just a normal thing, tests, quizzes, our daily target quiz, they need to make sure they're getting down their daily targets each day so they can pass those quizzes. If they don't do that, it's going to be kind of rough for them. Also, binder checks. I do about 3 checks a semester. We just completed one last class period. Like I said, most of the kids, they were already all over it, and I was very pleased. So we'll move on to that. And of course, we already did one little project where we created an ad trying to convince people to move to Constantinople in the ancient Byzantine Empire. So we've already done all of these things. If your child is absent, make sure you check on Canvas. Obviously, you know, they won't be able to make up the in-person, the actual lesson that I do, but there'll be assignments on there that they can take care of so they don't fall behind. I need students to make that stuff up though if they are absent, even the MyPCS students. It is important that if they aren't in class, they make up the work. I'm going to skip over this. These are just some normal rules. Respect, drinks no food. Mainly for, you know, for our safety, but 2 and 3 are mainly for our safety right now while things are still quite uncertain. I don't mind if they have a drink. And then for their safety, they won't line up at the door. And electronics put away when we're doing paper and pencil lessons. I would hope that students online would do the same. You know, I don't know if that'll happen, but we'll see what happens. All right, unfortunately for you guys, masks still must be worn in class. I think we're moving more towards, you know, the end of that, but right now we still have to wear masks in class. Just, you know, to protect the safety of our classmates and, you know, the teachers, etc. Now, something that we all take very seriously, academic dishonesty, cheating, copying other works, plagiarism, all that won't be tolerated. That's one thing I take real seriously. I'm going to skip over the late work. I've been still trying to figure out what I want to do with that. Now, your students do have an end of course exam. It is created by the county, not the state. And a few summers ago, I had the, you know, great honor of being asked to help write that test. So I know what all the questions look like, and I'm not allowed to give the students the questions, but I will direct them, you know, in the right way so that they won't have a problem with that test. Now, what I'm going to do real quick, since we're running out of time here, I'm just going to go through what we're learning about. I had the kids write down what they thought was interesting. We already did Unit 1, the Byzantine Empire, this Christian empire that helped spread that religion. We talked about Islamic empires and how Islam spread so quickly into Africa. This is our last unit that we just finished talking about Mansa Musa, this very wealthy king who goes on this incredible journey. This is what we are starting this week, medieval Europe and Japan, knights, etc. Then we'll move on to the Renaissance, the rebirth of art and learning. We'll look at the Americas, these South America and Central American cultures mainly, like the Incas, the Aztecs, and the Maya. We'll talk about Age of Exploration, Scientific Revolution, revolutions, the American Revolution and the French Revolution, nationalism, the Industrial Revolution, machines, etc. Imperialism, this will just be a review because if they took geography, they learned about it last year. World War I, World War II, always a favorite. And then we'll end the year with the Cold War and modern challenges. So let me get rid of that. And that's it. That's what we're going to be learning about this year. Now, if you have any personal questions about your student's grade or what we're going to be learning about, please email me at nelloli@pcsb.org. I'm going to put it in the chat for you guys. I probably already have done it. So again, thanks so much for coming, and have a good night.